My playground is out in the woods, back in the sticks, this is my hood. Waking up early with nature's hand in mine. Finger on the trigger just to seal the deal. If you don't get a Mother Nature will, it's the thrill, it's the skill, it's the rush, it's the dust and grind. Living the backwoods life.
Welcome to the Backwoods Life podcast. I think we're at episode 106, 107, 108, somewhere in the 10 whatevers.
I don't know.
I'm Michael Lee, your host, with my distinguished, beautiful co-host.
His wife, Beth.
Oh,
Hey.
okay then.
What
You gonna introduce yourself instead of me doing it?
What am I? I'm Beth Lee.
No, it's too late now. Everybody knows who you are.
Well, I mean, if they listen to the podcast, they should know who we are.
If they've listened to the last 100 and whatever episodes, they should know, right?
Agreed.
Yeah, something like that.
Yes.
But anyway, it is almost February, like a couple days away.
January the 29th.
There you go. So winter has been here for sure. Half the country's under ice right now. Thank goodness we live in the South, so we don't have to worry about that as much.
Right. Our friends in the upper South are in some bad shape right now.
So Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, they got hammered last week. We avoided. We got like a half inch or inch of rain, and that was pretty much it for us.
Yeah, it's just been cold.
Yeah, then it got cold. It was actually pretty pleasant today. It was like in the 60s, I think.
Yeah.
So wasn't too bad.
Yeah, when I walked a few minutes ago, it was like 55 or 60.
Yeah. So we're getting another cold snap coming this weekend. Supposed to be back 20s and 40s.
Yeah.
Here. So
we're going to go to the beach and enjoy the cold
we're
there.
going to Jacksonville to help celebrate one of our friends' birthdays this weekend. And we're going to go to the beach in the cold. So I guess we'll just eat good and sleep good and enjoy.
I saw the forecast on Saturday, a high of 45, winds 20 to 30.
Yeah, you're not want to go outside a whole lot.
No.
I think I like the bar scene for the day. Have you made us a reservation?
It's on my to-do
list. Oh my God, we're leaving tomorrow.
I have been working today, all day.
No, you didn't. You rode to the tire shop and back with me, and that you could have done that on your phone while we were driving. I don't want to hear it.
No comments.
Yeah.
No comments.
Anyway, welcome to the Backwoods Life podcast with spousal abuse, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So, yeah. When I get quiet, you're supposed to say something. That's the whole, no dead air, man. We're working on this stuff. Come on.
Sorry.
Work with me here. God.
I'm working.
Anyway, we were, I was brainstorming on some new podcast ideas going forward with this thing. Instead of just talking about hunting all the time, which we do. I mean, and hunting's a big part of what we do, and it's going to continue to be a big part of what we do. But I decided that let's bring the South into this thing a little bit. I mean, that's where we're from. That's what we do. Backwoods is all over the country, so we're not just dictating that to the South.
Right.
But maybe through some of this stuff, we can share like how we live and get some feedback from people like, hey, we live in Missouri, but we do the same thing. Whatever.
We do the same, but different.
Yeah, I mean, there's rednecks and backwoods people all over this country.
Right.
So backwoods is countrywide, period. Probably worldwide, depending on how, really you want to go far.
Depending on where you go.
Thing,
yeah.
Right? But we were, coming from the South, we were raised different. I mean, that's because we've been lucky enough to travel all over the country at different places and different times doing different things, from hunting to vacations to, and we've been to other countries. So we kind of see how other people are, and growing up in the South is usually just different. I mean, we have different way of life. We're a little slower. We talk slower. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's big cities in the South. You got the Atlantas and we'll say Savannah's, Birmingham. Then you get to Florida, and that's a whole nother Orlando and Miami. I mean, that's the
north that went south.
That's north that went south, and immigrants. Not nothing wrong with none of that.
They all make the world go around.
Yeah, we welcome all cultures. We love Latina way of life too, with Mexican food and
bring me the food,
all the things that go along
tequila
with other cultures. So we're appreciative of all the mixing pot of our country, but at the same time, like here in the South, things are just a lot different. Like people don't understand; they kind of misunderstand a lot about the South. And one thing that comes to mind with me is years ago, I was at a gas pump somewhere in Georgia by the interstate, I-75. We call that the interstate because that's the main one that goes through our state, other than 95 and a few others up north. But I was pumping gas one day, and this older gentleman, he got out and asked me, I don't even know if it was directions or what. And I was like, yeah, da 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 da. And he said, thank you. I said, yes, sir, no problem. And he stared at me, and I was like, everything okay? He said, I just haven't had anybody say yes, sir to me in years. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
But again, that's just the way we were raised to say yes, sir, yes, ma'am.
You got in trouble if you did not say yes, sir, yes, ma'am.
And I see, and the sad part is I see that fading now, even in the South. I don't see people raising. I mean, when you say yes, they go yes. My parents went, yes, what?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you got the look and you spit it out real quick.
But we also live in a world today where people get offended if you call them
sir
and ma'am. And me, I'm like, I don't feel like I'm old enough for anybody to call me sir, so I don't really expect it or want it. I mean, they do it, and I'm like, I don't care. It is what it is. But I mean, there's people, we're the same age, and we call each other sir and ma'am just because it's a polite thing to do, and we're raised that way. It's just a sign of respect.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
And so, I mean, that's just one thing that's misunderstood, in saying things like that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if we didn't say it like you said, like our parents would, you get the death stare, or you would get, depending on where you were.
100%. Grandparents, oh my gosh, which unfortunately none of you nor I have grandparents left, but it was, that was, you just got that look that you're talking about, like, what? Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Period. It's not negotiable.
And it was just because I had a memory lapse and I forgot to say it,
No doubt. But, I mean, I just made a mistake. Sorry, don't fuss at me.
Right. But I do think, like, our friends, with kids and stuff, like, they have done a good job that, they do the yes sir, yes ma'am.
Yeah. But I mean, also you got that. I mean, their kids are older too. I'm thinking of kids that are like 6, 8 years old now. Like that's when that transition occurs where we were taught to say yes sir and yes ma'am, like it was enforced, if you will.
Right.
So it was like, yes, what? Yes, yes, ma'am. And dear Lord, don't say yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. What? That don't fly. My bad. I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, it's just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, we don't have kids, so let's preface with that. Like, we're Aunt Beth and Uncle Michael doing our diligence of whatever our thoughts are in this world. So,
just trying to provide a good example.
We're just trying to do the best we can to say, hey, we're a fun time, but don't be stupid either. But I don't know. It's just a melting pot of ideas a lot of times, and we have our own feedback on stuff, and we have no clue what we're talking about because we haven't been there.
No, but we do know how we were raised and what the expectations were in our homes, and like where we came from.
Yeah, ours is more like, well, if we had a kid that da, we'd say this, we'd do that, and they wouldn't do this, and they wouldn't. We don't know. We don't.
All right, no. Like I said, we just know how we were raised and what was, how things were presented and what was acceptable and what was not acceptable.
Accurate.
Well,
here we are. We made it this far somehow in life, either way, by how we were raised. And I mean, a lot of us growing up in the South, I mean, I'm not disrespecting any other part of this country because I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people and everybody I know from other parts of this country are very nice people and have manners as well. But it's like down here, we were taught manners at a young age. That's what we're talking about. Like, you don't have the option of not, man, we were taught to open doors for people, hold the door.
Right. Or if you see maybe an elderly person that needs help, like go help them, if they need help putting their groceries in their car.
Yeah. I mean, you get your umbrella and you open it up and you put the umbrella over the woman, your mom, grandma, girlfriend, wife, whatever, and you walk them and you just got wet. I mean, that's just, and I'm not saying that doesn't happen in other parts of this country. I'm just, all I can relate to is how we were raised, to do things like that. Open the car door.
Right. Right.
Which I was slack on that. So
yeah, you are slacker, but it's okay.
You don't open it for me either.
Well, I'm not supposed to. No.
This is the world of women's equality, right? Feminism.
I'm not a feminist.
Yeah, but
not like that.
It doesn't work that way.
No, I'm not opening the door for you.
So, it doesn't really pertain to either one of us because it's been 100 years ago now. In the dating world now, You know, I still firmly believe the guy should pay for the date, you know, the meal or whatever. So, but I mean, there's a lot of people now that's like, no, it doesn't work that way anymore.
Right. Or they each pay for their own, or it's if the girl asks the guy to go on a date, then she pays. I mean, I'm just making stuff up, but
I mean, no, I mean, I think there's validity there. I mean, I've, you know, back in my day, I was asked out a few times. Just saying.
Well, did you let her pay then?
No. I know better than that. Your stuff didn't cost much, but $20, we can have a good time. You know?
Yeah.
We can go get something to eat and go to a movie and
have some popcorn at the movie, maybe.
We didn't need to. We already ate.
Oh, well.
Yeah. We just held hands in the dark.
Oh,
Thought we were doing something.
Oh, Lord.
Nowadays, it's like, what?
Right.
$20, you can't even leave the house.
No.
Yeah. 20. I mean, literally, you bought us chicken salad for lunch. And it was like $26 for 2 things of chicken salad.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is nuts.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Now we get more than one meal out of that, but
sure,
still, I mean, yes, it's chicken salad for $20-something.
It's like it costs $3 to make that. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But then you got to think about it, and as being business owners, you look at overhead, and oh my god, like today you got your oil change and tires rotated, and it was like $90, and the rotation was free. Right.
And the funny thing is, so like I was thinking about that when I was walking. I was like, I remember in college when I would go get the oil changed in my car, and you'd always see a $24.99 oil change.
Well, you went to Jiffy Lube or to whatever it's called. That's different.
But still, I think even today, like that's probably at least double that. You know.
Oh, I'm sure it is. But see that so we done got a wormhole now. But like, I don't disrespect anybody that's working at a Jiffy Lube or something. Like we don't go to that. We're still like our somewhat small town vibe we have. We go to our mom and pop tire shop.
Yep.
And they do a great job. They're super knowledgeable and fast.
Shout out to Smith Tire in Valdosta, Georgia.
There you go. Been going there for a long, long time. But with all that being said, you know, I just don't know if I trust a place that this is the home of the 10-minute oil change.
Yeah.
I'm just like, are you in a hurry? It's like, is it a corporate standard? If you don't get it done in 10 minutes, then we're going to lose money. And now you're taking shortcuts and things aren't done right. Yeah. You know, like
I need to make sure you put the cap back on the oil and the dipstick in there.
I would check that no matter what, no matter who does your oil change.
Right.
Trust me, I've had some really good places do that. But with that being said, you know, just a whole different way of life.
It is,
in a total approach. I mean, I'm not a big city fan, so sorry for disappointing anybody out there. Surprise! I'm like the woods. I like rural areas and sunsets, and you know, looking at nothing basically. And you know, you and your friends, y'all enjoy going to like New York and going downtown. These big skyscrapers everywhere, and all the rude, crazy people. And
you've never been there. You don't know that.
I'm not going there, so don't worry about it. They got a horrible governor now, so I'm not going.
I didn't. I went before he got elected.
Regardless, you still went. My point is, like, that's a different way of life. Like, I mean, I've been to like big cities before. Like, we went to Boston a few years ago, and we walked all over the place and went to Fenway Park and downtown. And I mean, it was awesome. It really was a great, great time. The food was unreal. But to walk down a street and know, okay, I live right up here above this restaurant, and I have no yard. They probably got a car maybe somewhere. But it's just like everything, your whole world revolves around blocks.
Well, like we talked about that when we were in New York and, you know, in the fall. And it's like some people, they've lived there all their lives. They've lived in the city all their life. They don't know anything but public transportation, which is great. You know, you get on the bus to go here. You walk a lot of places, you know, subway, things like that. But we in the South or not in the South, but in a rural America, you take for granted having a yard with grass in it, trees everywhere. Whereas there, like people have dogs. They have lots of dogs, which is great. But I literally like watched a dog take a poop on the sidewalk because that's where he had to go. I mean, they cleaned it up, but still like,
that's good to know.
You know, I mean, like that's how
I watched a dog
That's
take a poop today on TikTok, and there was this turkey strutting around him waiting on him to get done because when the dog ran, the turkey would chase the dog. So that's where I'm at. That's more my kind of dog poop. Yeah.
But and we did encounter a lot of people up there that were very nice. They were polite, you know, and everything like that. But then you do have people that are, I won't say they're rude, but they don't go out of their way, like to, you know, hi, how are you? Good morning, you know, or excuse me, I bumped into you walking down the street.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest with you, around here, it's definitely changed that way too. I mean, there's still people that interact with you, but it's not like, you know what I mean? There's a lot more people that's like, what's up? And get out of my way too. I mean, the whole world is changing, but it seems like we were the last area that, at least that we know. I mean, I'm sure there's still plenty of places out there. I mean, like I go to Texas all the time. I love Texas. Everybody out there is really cool.
Right.
And I feel like that's an extension like of here. They're the same kind of values and cultures and how they treat people and you know, I mean, like, I don't know. And I'm sure that's everywhere. I mean, there's a lot of rural areas I go, everybody's super nice and stuff like that, like all over the country. And I think maybe it's not a north, south, east, west thing. It's a rural thing versus city thing. City people, I mean, again, not trying to offend anybody, but it seems like they're, you know, more in a hurry. They're more impatient, like airport people.
Prime example.
I mean, the rudest people in the world are in airports.
Everybody thinks they got to get on the plane first and get off the plane first.
Like it's their travel schedule, not yours. Not anybody else is involved.
Don't worry about the other 250 people that are getting on the plane that you are too.
I don't even. I mean, I don't mind flying. I like traveling a little bit, but the airport part is the most stressful part of the whole deal.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't so far, I'd drive everywhere.
Well,
actually, if I didn't have to go through Atlanta
to get
I'd
out
go
of
to most anywhere.
South Georgia, yeah.
Stupid.
No,
I guess we could move, but that's not possible right now. I mean, it's possible. I just don't want to do it.
Yeah. I like where we live.
Yeah. I mean, I got no problem where we're at. Got a little bit of land, got, you know, hunting leases and farms not far away.
Yep. Fun little town that we live in.
Get away. We can get to the water in a little bit of time.
Yep.
So anyway, that's just part of being in the South, you know, but you know, growing up, manners were a big thing and work ethic. I mean, I had to work. I didn't have a choice. Like I had non-paying positions at a young age. Like it was just like, you get to eat tonight, period. Like go mow the grass, or here, we're going to the farm. You're running fence posts. You're messing with cows. We're cutting freaking pine trees and hauling watermelons. And
you were free child labor.
There's no such, it was not child labor, just labor. No matter how old
you started as a child.
Yeah, it didn't matter. Me and my cousins, I mean, that was, and I wouldn't trade it for nothing. Like, well, my back would probably trade it right now for all the abuse that I got over the years. But it taught you work ethic. Like it taught you, like you didn't have a choice but to work. And then as I got older, of course, you hit your teenage years and you get lazy. Like that's inevitable.
That's just a given. Yeah, that just happens.
But then I had grandparents and parents that were like, you don't have a choice to be lazy. You get up and go do this right now because I said so.
Yeah. And you didn't tell them no. You didn't back talk. You might have only done that once.
Yeah, but you didn't want to do that.
No.
You know, we didn't want to do it anyway.
Right.
I wasn't really worried about the disciplinary part. I just didn't want to like disappoint anybody and let anybody down. Like I would just instill with that, you know, I want everybody to be like, yeah, man, dude does a good job.
Right.
You know, good kid.
Oh, yeah.
Got his head on straight. And I still did my normal dumb crap as a kid and teenager and whatever. Still do dumb stuff sometimes as a grown middle-aged adult. So it is what it is. I got good friends that good friends that are bad influences at times.
Yeah, but we always have a good time.
That's the whole point. Enjoy life and don't worry about tomorrow.
Correct.
I mean, think about tomorrow. Don't worry about it though. There's a difference. So, and I think down here, just having a slower pace of life. I mean, I remember growing up at the family farm, my grandparents' house. Like we would literally go outside and watch it rain whenever it rained. Like you go sit under the carport and watch it rain.
I remember that, and that was like a treat. Like that was like something. Like it was like an event.
Well, I mean, and it rained a lot, but you still like that's just what you do. Like, oh yeah, hey, it's raining outside. Everybody, let's go get in a rocking chair on the carport and watch it rain.
Right, as long as it wasn't sideways outside.
Yeah, like as long as it's not getting out of hand.
Yeah, you went out there and enjoyed the rain and hitting the roof and watching it roll off, whatever.
Yep. I think the biggest thing that's probably changed our whole world, period, of all the things we're talking about is just people having cell phones now and being sucked into that void of nothing. That brain sponge is what I call it.
Yeah.
You know, extremely useful tool.
Yes.
Extremely useful. I mean, we're sitting here like I chat GPT wordsmith, stuff for us to do these episodes about. I mean, but I work with that as an idea influencer, not mindless dumb stuff.
Right. Yes. I mean, you can use it to your advantage for sure, but don't use it as the source of truth.
No, it's not the gospel by any means.
No.
It's one book, and that's the Bible. That's what you live by. Everything else is subjective.
Yes.
But with that being said, our phones are sucking the culture out of all of our country.
Well, people don't know how to interact with one another, like have a conversation. You
Right.
know, I mean, especially the younger kids.
We've been sitting at the hunting camp, and I look around the campfire, and everybody there's looking at their phone.
Yeah.
And that's the place I go to not look at my phone.
Right. Yeah.
I can look at that phone 24/7 while I'm here in my office and doing stuff. And granted, there's some good stuff that you learn
Right.
and entertainment value, but it's almost like social media has made people unsocial.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because they don't have to interact.
That's what's happened.
You don't have to interact with people to interact with people.
Because again,
If it makes sense.
growing back up in the South and not, this was pre-cell phone time. I mean, you went outside, you played outside. It didn't matter if it was 100 degrees in the summer, go play outside. Like
play outside.
You didn't worry about anybody messing with anybody. If you went and played with your friends, and if you got in a fight with your friends, you fought it out and shook your hands and went back to the house. And
Right.
tomorrow you played again together. I mean, it was just the way it was. I wasn't texting and Snapchats and instant spam, as Chris Cooper calls it. And and I'm not discounting the value of any of these things. And just growing up in the South, I just remember you had a landline phone, and Lord knows, like, that generation's gone almost.
God forbid this generation would have to talk on a phone that was connected to a wall. And, we had, I don't know about your house, but you have a sister, but the phone, like the cord, the curly cord was stretched out like 20 or 30 feet long because the phone was actually in the living room, but you wanted to talk in your bedroom.
We had when we grew up, our house wasn't real big at all, but we had a phone in the hall. So we had a bathroom and 2 bedrooms on mine and Sonny, my sister's, end of the house. And so we had a wall phone right there. And my parents had one in their bedroom. Of course, it's the same number, right? Just rings at 2 places in the house. So when you're in the living room, kitchen area, that was the one phone with the giant long cord. And then my parents had one by their bed. Right. And then that was that. So when somebody called, my sister and I had enough cord that I could go in my room and she could go in her room. But my room was on the closest part, so I could lay on my bed and talk. But she had to kind of like stretch it out and lay on the floor by her door and talk. But,
Was she in the bedroom at the end of the hallway?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was the farthest way. And then, I don't know, somewhere we flip-flopped. I don't even know. It was after I graduated and was in college. I think she's stupid, so we wanted to switch rooms for some dumb reason.
They're the same size
exactly.
room.
They just face different directions.
Yeah.
She's an idiot. But I remember, like, for one Christmas, we both got a cordless phone. But what we had to do was, and you remember the cordless phones, like you could talk on them, but you had to go put them back on the base for them to charge.
Correct.
So we had 2 cordless phones sitting there, and then we had like a splitter in the wall, like the little phone jack. And then you could put a cord to each phone, but still the same line.
Right.
But you could, I could have a phone in my room and she could have a phone in her room, and then it would ring, and you'd answer the phone, and then oh, hey, it's for Sonny. Hey, it's your phone, and pick up let me hold your phone. No, you're not holding my phone. Get your phone. My phone's dead. I don't care. You can't talk. It's just dumb stuff. But that's when the cordless in-house phones came out. Yep. And then we adapted, I think, in the 90s to where actually cell phones came out.
Yeah, I got mine in my first one probably late 90s. I
think I got mine in like a bag phone in 95.
Yeah, I would say mid to late 90s.
So, God, we're so off topic. But that's just how the South evolved, communication and everything.
That's how we remember it evolving for us personally.
Right. And then, here we are. I remember sending my first text message to you. I was sitting in a ground blind in Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
Like early 2000s. I was like, here I am texting A, B, C, C, D, E. Like all these, like you got to tap through the letters 3 and then send. Yeah. And we probably had $1,000 phone bill because like 20 cents a message or something back then, before this unlimited. And now it's just, there's not even, people don't even know what
No.
plans were, you know what I
No.
mean? So
I remember one of the first cell phone bills that my mom got when you and I first started dating, and we went over the minutes. That's when you had X amount of minutes,
yeah.
or something.
Mhm.
And I got in trouble for that.
Well,
Yeah.
you can't help it.
No.
You got a stud like this.
She loves you,
I hope so.
Lord.
She stuck with me.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it just different world now than it used to be. But growing up in the South was honestly, it was a good thing. Like we were taught, you know, I don't know I'd hate to say we were raised right, because it's not just because we're from the South. There's people raised right all over this.
Right. Oh,
world.
for sure. I think it's more of like you're raised more in a rural setting.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you have more responsibilities because, if you're on a farm or something like that, like you've got actual chores, not just taking the trash out and,
where I
emptying
grew
the
up,
dishwasher or whatever.
When we lived at Lake Blackshear, and we had, freaking big yard right there. I mean, I had to mow the grass, and that was not a lot of fun. I mean, that was hours on a ride mower.
Yeah.
So, which, I mean, I do that now.
Well, but you put your Beats earbuds in and listen to
I do have a
podcast.
faster lawnmower now.
Agreed.
That's for sure.
Agreed. But I do feel like it's kind of a difference in like the rural versus the city and things like that or whatever. But I remember growing up. So I spent every summer in Memphis with my grandparents until I was probably 15. And they lived in the city, but my granny was originally from Arkansas. So her sister lived there. So we would always like go over there, visit her. It was just across the Mississippi River in West Memphis and stuff. But I remember going over there and you're talking about mowing grass. Well, they had a huge house and a couple of acres. And it was fun for me to hop on their riding lawnmower and I would mow grass for them. So, like that would be fun. And I remember we'd go over there and like we'd pick peaches and, I remember helping my grandmother can peaches, and that's where I learned to make pickles and like, all kinds of stuff like that where I feel like those are things that at my age, I still remember like they were yesterday and how much I enjoyed. At the time I was like, oh, but now I'm like, that was so much fun and to see where things like that come from, jelly and, whatever. I mean, a lot of people all they know is they go to the grocery store and pick it off the shelf.
Right. Well, think about, I remember making cream corn and, shucking corn, cutting it up, putting it in the freezer.
Sitting on the front porch in the
butter
swing,
beans
snapping
and
peas.
And
yes.
all those things. And yeah, it was work, if you will. But at the end of the day, you knew where your food came from. You knew you had a freezer full of it.
Yeah.
That was simple as that. I don't know how better way to put it other than we had one ingredient products back then. It's not going to the store and buying whatever we get from whatever pesticide farm.
Right. Yeah. I was listening to somebody on a podcast the other day and she said, she was like, all of my foods are one ingredient foods. She said, avocado, chicken, and she buys from a local.
That's what you should eat.
Farmer, and
that's what our bodies were designed to process was one ingredient foods, not preservatives.
Yeah, she's like eggs and bacon.
When you think about this, everything we're talking about is growing up in the South. A lot of people lived on farms or had family farms or lived next to a farm. That you could get those things. Yeah. And I don't know. All of my life growing up, we had gardens. In the summer, you had gardens, you had tomatoes, you had okra, you had corn, you had peas, you had peppers, you had, just
I had one set of grandparents that they did have a garden, but the ones that lived in Memphis, they didn't. But we would go to the farmer's market and literally you would buy vegetables and fruit off the backs of trucks. Like my grandmother would buy tomatoes by the bushel and she would can tomatoes and that's how you lived
out of the freezer and the pantry.
And like we didn't go out to eat. Like you didn't if you went out to eat, that was a treat.
But then you go out to eat and be somewhere like Dairy Queen. You know what I mean? Like something like Pizza Hut. Like you're like, why do I like now we're like, we don't even eat that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, every once in a while we'll just be like, oh, that's convenient. Let's do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, we and you and I especially, we've gone back to like we cook all the time at home. Like you're doing a really good job. I'll give you a pat on the back for the last week or so. You've been like, I'm making these meals. I'm chat GPT and meals with ingredients, and we've eaten some random stuff, but it's been really good.
Yeah. And for those of y'all who don't know, you can go into chat GPT, look in your fridge and your pantry, put in some ingredients, and it will spit out a recipe.
See,
which is great.
AI has its tools and places.
It does.
I'm just saying, it really does. And with all that being said, having these things accessible, and it's not just being in the South. When I grew up, we were selling watermelons at the farmer's market all summer about the truckload, and that's what we did a lot of times, for weeks. But with all that, go to your local farmer's market.
Yes.
Go to your local produce areas and support one of those people that show up there on the Saturdays or whatever to sell that stuff, because they enjoy doing that, and it puts extra money in their pocket, I'm sure.
Yes.
But also you're getting some really good stuff.
Yeah.
Like you're not getting, processed foods that are in cans. You're not getting, I'm not knocking stuff in grocery stores because I know there's some really good stuff there.
But I'm not getting tomatoes that were picked 3 weeks ago.
Right. And you don't know what's been sprayed on those.
Yeah.
I mean, most of your local mom and pop places that carry those stuff or have their own crops that they're bringing in there, it's just their hobby. It's not their, I'm not saying they don't do it, make a living, but there's a definite awesome place for that. And we really should take more advantage of those things.
Yeah.
And
There's a lady
get away from the mess that's out there.
There's a lady down the road from us here that, she does baked breads and baked goods, and you can, hit her up on Facebook. She's got a whole thing, but it's all, it's
origami.
Yes, as Michael calls it, origami. So
organic.
But it's good, good food and good breads and, stuff like that. Yeah. So, and find a local farmer that maybe you could get, meat from,
And that's the thing. And I apologize for y'all that listen to this podcast expecting a bunch of hunting stuff. And I will wrap it up with that in a few more seconds. But just like you can live a healthy lifestyle. And in the South, things maybe a little bit more accessible because we are more rural and have more farming and stuff like that.
Well, that and our seasons are longer. We can grow things.
Yep.
It's warmer. We can grow things for a longer period of time.
And I would love for us to have a garden, but I'm afraid of the deer.
I would love to have a garden. We can
try it and see how bad it goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know what's going to happen. But we can try.
We can always put a little fence up around it. A tall fence.
No. That's too much work. I'm not getting into that. No. So, oh my gosh, Ella Langley's on TV. Wow. Anyway, I digress.
Reel it back in, buddy.
She's got a red car. Okay. Focus. Oh, look, she's got a deer head. That's even better. Yeah. Anyway,
focus, Michael. Focus.
Yeah, wrapping things back up. Growing up in the South was different. And speaking of the South, a quick hunt recap, catch up. Just got back from Tennessee a week or so ago. Me and buddy Brantley Gilbert and our whole crew, Eli Cooper, Brantley's brother Colby, his dad Keith, bodyguard Jack, Aaron Kaiser, manager
Corey. Corey Roberts.
Yeah, Corey. Mm-hmm. His tour manager. We all went up there. We had a great time. Golly, I'm trying to remember who else was there. Brandon Harrell from Harrell's Whitetail Ranch in Texas, or Harrell's Ranch. I don't know if it's Whitetail. I guess it is. I'm sorry, buddy, if I messed that up. Trevor, my buddy Trevor. He manages Harold Varner III, the live golfer. We had a crew up there. We had a great time. Shooting ducks, and cameraman Jordan went with us, and Ross Smith. I'm sorry, Ross Smith, who probably won't even listen to this. Big social media influencer guy. Him and his brother were there. They were so cool to meet them. Learned a lot talking to Ross about kind of how his whole story of social media was cool. Catching up with him, just and again, hunting brings all these people together, all these moving parts. Mm-hmm. We had a good time. The ducks cooperated a little bit. It wasn't great, but it was fun. So we wrapped up, duck season with that. We're going to have a good episode on Backwards Life of that. Next week, me and Big Mike, we're loading up Thursday, flying to Texas, South Texas. I'm going to go to the King Ranch with the McFerrins.
Yep.
Sorry.
Why are you sorry?
Big Mike's taking your spot.
I gave my spot up for him.
She did.
I
She
did.
did.
Because I know he's wanted to do that for a long time.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see his reaction to that place.
I wish I could just go and be a fly on the wall because
Yeah.
he's going to be like a kid in a candy shop. I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I told him he's going to see more deer than he ever thought about.
Deer, turkeys, hogs.
Yeah.
We'll
see how we usually do pretty good on the deer hunting side, and we'll shoot a few deer, whatever Mike wants to do. But if we can cut down on some hogs, I mean, that'd be Big Mike's dream.
Your
world
dad
right
just
there.
wants to just shoot it.
Get to hang out with George Kate.
Yes.
I guess. I don't know who else is going to be there. I mean, at least Mike and George Kate, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll go from there. But anyway, hate that you're not going to go, but we're probably going to still have fun without you.
I know you will.
Yeah.
You will. Somebody's got to hold the fort down here.
That's right. So,
yep.
Anyway, that wraps up this episode. Thank y'all for listening. We appreciate it. Hopefully, y'all learned a little bit of something about the South or agree or disagree with us. If you listen to this, give us some feedback. Drop us an email at info@backwoodslife.com. We'd love to hear feedback from anything, any of the podcasts you listen to, past, present, future. We'd love to have more topics if anybody wants to throw stuff out there. And just go on down the road. We enjoy talking whenever we remember to do these things, which we try to do one every week, but life gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm Michael Lee. That's Beth Lee.
Y'all stay safe out there.
See y'all next time.
Bye.